Oh,
That's not a cut. That's a slice.
now this is a quack hook.
Oh,
Short
wow.
and into the right rough, headed to the trees.
Oh my God, it's a shake. He decided to re-tee. That's a shake. Oh, man.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the Two-Way Miss podcast. Thank you, as always, for joining us wherever, whenever you might be listening and hopefully watching. I am one of your hosts, Mr. Regz, and I am joined, as always, fresh off a golf trip, the good buddy Banksy. How you doing, buddy?
Doing well.
Good to hear it.
Doing well. Finally, some warm weather in our area, which is nice. No more snow. No more cold weather. Golf season's upon us. It's
There
a
you
good
go.
Good time to be alive.
You're probably hustling at the golf course, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Saw the new driving range barn is open.
Yeah, how about it? 4 months past its scheduled due date, but all good things take time or
We'll blame that on the person before you, not you.
something like that. Wow. Okay. That's a good idea. When have you ever known anything to be my fault?
Well, that's what I said. I wouldn't dream of it. Yeah. Oh, man. All right. Well, we had a tournament this weekend, buddy.
We sure did.
And it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It, unfortunately, going into like the last hour or so, we kind of missed out on some of the drama we were looking for.
Yeah, it was right there.
But up
man.
until then, it
right
was like
there.
really, really good.
Yeah.
3 or 4 people all within like a shot or two of each other, coming down to like the last 6 or 7 holes. And some guys got bit and some guys didn't. But if you did not know, Scottie Scheffler is the winner of the 2024 Masters, his second in 3 years. He stays on top of the mountain pretty much. He is the number 1 golfer in the world. He has been playing the best golf in the world. And now he wins the Masters, his second in 3 years.
Yeah, and he's on top of the mountain by a lot. Like I don't even know who's climbing the mountain right now. Nobody.
Yeah, it's there's not
it's
really
like-
anybody close at the moment.
I mean, he's just playing some incredible golf, and it's not. To me, it's nothing dramatic. It's nothing fancy.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't. Nothing overwhelmingly impresses you. I don't think with his game, but he just gets the job done. He just hits the shots that he needs to hit. And he's just good.
Yeah,
That's at least my opinion. I don't know.
I just think how he has all the shots is what separates him. And then like you just talk about he's having one of the best ball striking like 7 or 8 months, literally since Tiger Woods. There's no other data points out there to compare him to at this point. And then on top of that, he's like probably the best chipper of the golf ball that we have in the entire sport right now. So when you combine it with like, oh, this guy doesn't usually miss outside of 15 feet on his approaches. Let's say he gets a bad break. He's the best chipper of the golf ball on the planet. And just like, it's almost like him making bogeys is surprising. You're like, how is that possible with how well this guy strikes the ball and how well this guy chips it around? I mean, we saw what the putter did, obviously, when it was really, really bad. That was keeping him from, birdieing every hole imaginable. But he's got the putter thing figured out. And and it's just, it's incredible. I mean, goes 66, 72, 71, 68 for a total of 11 under.
In some pretty horrific conditions.
Yeah, especially Friday and Saturday, right? The wind's up, course is crazy firm.
Yeah, and nobody else is playing all that well.
Right.
And so every time he tees it up, it's like you again try to keep the Tiger comparisons to a minimum.
Yeah.
But there was a period of time where every time Tiger teed it up, you're like, who's going to beat him? You're kind of getting in that
Yeah.
situation with Scott because everybody else is playing so shitty, which I think we could do a whole other episode on how pathetic some of these top players in the world are playing. It's ridiculous. It frustrates the hell out of me how some of these other guys, these top players, just suck. But we're in a place right now where if Scottie's teeing it up, like it's stupid to bet against him.
Yeah. I mean, even when you look at his final round, like nothing about this is clean, especially for the first 9 holes, right? He bogeys 2 of the first 7, but then goes birdie, 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 8, 9, 10, bogeys 11, and then birdies 13, 14, and 16 to just kind of put the stamp on it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, like after the bogey on 11, everyone was still close.
Right. Yeah.
I think Oberg had double, or he had at least bogeyed 11. He put one in the water on 11. And then right after that, Max gets the double on 12, and it just kind of takes him out of it. But at that point, they're at, I think, 4 under. I think they had dropped back to like 4 under. And Scottie's still at 7. And you're just like, well, look, he's got to get through 12. You know, there's still a chance he puts it in the creek on 13, you know, for whatever reason. And he just stepped up and hit every shot. He just continued to hit every shot.
13 was wild. I don't know. Did you see his second shot? He kind of fanned it to the right.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry, the par 5. What's that? 15.
Yeah.
He fanned it to the right, and that was the craziest like double take. I swear his ball was plugged.
So yeah, right. That's what they were all saying.
And then they pan back to it, and it's like sitting perfectly outside of its divot. It was like, whoa, what did I just see?
Did someone touch that?
What didn't I just see happen?
Yeah.
So, you know, that ball is plugged. Most likely that sand's so perfect, and those guys practice those shots so much. I'm assuming he still gets away with par.
He's got 3 shots from there. So
yeah, so I don't think it ultimately would have been a very big deal, but still, you never know. I mean, a plugged lie versus a perfect lie,
right,
would have been something. Maybe something.
Oh yeah, it's still something. Like it's still something you got to deal with.
Yeah, you know, he kind of. We were really close. We were really like, oh, this is going to be an awesome finish, and then we just didn't quite have that. Didn't have that outcome in the end.
Yeah, but I mean, he also just kind of put the pedal down. It was just like, I'm just taking this.
He
didn't
showed him why he's the number 1 player in the world. He can right now he can just hit shots that other people can't.
Yeah. Yeah. He just kind of was like, I'm going to win this. I'm not going to just par out and hope that nobody catches me.
Yeah.
He just stepped up and won it. And it was, I was able to watch that part, luckily. And I was just like, oh my gosh, he just keeps hitting every shot. And like you said, even like the birdie on 16, a great shot in there.
Yeah, a good aggressive shot. I mean, he put it exactly.
I mean, really the only shot that was like you said, was that second shot on 15. Where you were like,
just a little push. Yeah.
But you have to think he's just like, I am not putting this in the water.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So he's like, I am not going to overhook this and possibly leave it short or even have it skip over the back, because then you're dealing with 16, you know, and we've seen balls go in the water on the other side of the green when guys have overcooked their shots, you know, from on top of the fairway there. So
yeah, I think Hideki did that.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. He's just really, really good.
Yeah,
And no one seems to be able to catch him at the moment.
you can't bet against him right now.
Yeah.
Um, oh boy, there was just some god awful scores and just some really irritating. Like I'm fed up with the shitty golf from these top tier players. I'm tired of it.
Who do you want to talk about first before we get into the rookie?
I don't even know. I don't even know. You know, Jordan Spieth, pathetic, ridiculous.
He just might not have it anymore, buddy.
Yeah, I think we've talked about it on here. You take away his majors there early in his career, like that dude might not even be on tour. Like he'd be fighting to save his tour card.
Yeah.
Like he's awful.
Yeah, it's been
Justin,
tough.
Justin Thomas. I'm tired of like sucks. Awful. It's not okay. This is a live guy, but Dustin Johnson should be ashamed of himself.
Yeah, he just
I know,
really might not care anymore.
I know he doesn't care about anything, but he should be ashamed of himself. For someone of that talented and that powerful to barely break 80 for 2 days,
Yeah.
like that's pathetic. Brooks Koepka never really made a push. I don't know. Again, Rory, like again, as a professional golfer, one of the best players in the world, how do you not? And again, as talented as he is, how do you not figure out a way to play that golf course better than what he does?
Yeah.
Go figure it out. I don't care if you have to spend a month there mapping the course and planning a game plan.
I don't think it was that. I think he can't play.
No, I don't want to hear.
wind.
I don't want to hear. I can't. He's the number 2 player in the entire world. Like this is why the PGA Tour is hanging by a thread, because now you have your remaining stars, top tier guys, and they can't perform.
Yeah.
This is the first major of the year and they sucked. It's not okay. They have to find a way to manufacture the way around the golf course to be somewhere in content. They don't have to win all the time, but they have to be somewhere on the map of contending. I'm tired of these guys playing shitty golf.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it. Wyndham Clark, awful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
you literally have a guy who is bandaged and wrapped together with ace bandages and
icy hot,
icy hot, and literally almost one leg, because he has no feeling in his leg, making the cut. And these young hot shots can't find a way to get around that golf course. Wind or no wind, figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it.
Just for some context, Rory finishes +4, Cantlay +4, Hideki +7, Koepka +9, Rahm +9, Finau +13, JT miscut,
Loser.
Wyndham miscut, Hovland miscut, Spieth miscut, DJ miscut.
Losers.
Hovland goes 71-81.
It's pathetic.
It's
It's not okay. It's not okay.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about somebody who did play some good golf. The rookie,
Okay.
Ludwig. Outside of 11, that's his only non-par birdie of the day
Yeah.
is the double on 11.
You know, it's funny. Like, you don't see that many people go in the water on that hole.
It,
Right?
I mean, it's obviously the one thing you want to avoid. And there's just so much room to the right
To the right. Yeah.
that guys tend
Yeah.
to bail out. I think this was, and again, this is what makes him great, is like there's not a pin he's not going for.
Sure.
So listen, call it youth, call it whatever you want. I think he stepped up. He tried to hit the perfect shot and he pulled it. Like it's just what happened. I don't think it was an overthink. I don't think it was necessarily like a choke. It was just a bad swing. And unfortunately, you know, maybe a more veteran player is like, well, I'm aiming at the right side of the green, so in case I pull it, I have a chance to keep it on there. Like he was going flag hunting, and when you pull it and the flag's where it is, that's what's going to happen. But I mean, came back, birdied 13 and 14. You know, parred the rest of the way out, but kid's got some stones, man.
Yeah. Good looking swing, too. He looks
And
solid.
just
swinging
like
the
an
golf club.
effortless 330.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Just effortless. It's pretty incredible. He's going to be a good player for a long time.
I hope so.
I don't think he's going anywhere. Like a great amateur player too. Like he's one of the studs that was coming up from the European Tour that everybody knew about. So impressive stuff from him. Fleetwood, you know, just kind of sneaks in there, shoots 69. You know, never really in it,
Right.
but you know, another top 5 in a major.
Good. Yeah. Good finish. Good paycheck.
Yep.
Um,
And then Max just kind of has a kind of, you know, just a little bit all over the place. You know, the double on 12 obviously was kind of the nail in the coffin for him. He just wasn't making enough birdies. But, you know, his first top 5 in a major, you know, he's been missing a lot of cuts and just really not playing particularly well in majors at all. So this was, you know, at least better than it has been. That's for sure.
Dude, how about Shoffley, man? Same old, same old.
Yep. Just
let's get on the first page of the leaderboard and then just completely choke.
yeah. Shoots a final round 73. Like you said,
that's got to be in his head.
Eighth place.
At some point, that's got to be his mindset. Like, I have to stop choking.
Yeah,
It's every tournament.
I just wouldn't bet on him to win any majors. I just don't think he's going to. Like, I think it's that simple. I just don't think he's going to win any majors. And that's just how it's going to be. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's just how it's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Did anyone else impress you? Did you watch anybody else?
Just looking through here.
You know, DeChambeau.
Bryson, not shockingly.
Tied for the lead after the first round, and then
his only round under par. Yeah, it was the first round.
Whatever.
I don't know if anybody else impressed me. I think there were literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 final scores under par. So I'm not sure I can really, I don't know how impressed I am by anybody else. A lot of these names aren't anything exciting. I think we got to talk about the big guy. Got to talk about the cat.
Yeah.
I think it was inevitable. I think that Friday really was a bummer and just kind of set him up to not be ready to go. having to wake up early. First of all, catching the afternoon, early morning draw, as opposed to going out in the morning the day before and then the afternoon the next day, was a tough draw in the first place. It was going to be a quick turnaround, to get the body ready. Add that he has to get up even earlier, go and finish his second round, or his first round. He has to go finish his first round and then run it back an hour later to play a full 18 holes. I think when I saw that he was going to have to go back out, it was like, this isn't going to be good.
Yeah.
And he held it together. I mean, he held it together for Friday. He really did. And then inevitably, it just something, like you mentioned, he's mostly held together by ace bandages and icy hot and lots of metal. So it just turned not pretty there on Saturday. Listen, he made the cut. He got the record, fittingly so.
Yeah.
But
he walked off 18. Like, we talked about it last week. You just want to see him finish 4 rounds, walked off 18, relatively, I don't know, hobble free.
Yeah.
Ish. I mean, it didn't. It's looked better than it's looked in the past few times we've seen him.
It wasn't
play.
him using his driver as a cane, like
Right.
to get up and down, like he kind of looked like last year.
He was able to walk off the golf course. I probably wouldn't have guessed he'd be up in the 80s or close to it. But at some point we gotta cut the guy some slack. It's just he doesn't play.
Right.
He probably practices a little bit here and there, probably putts a few balls, chips a few balls, like to get tournament ready. That's like, making the cut is a huge deal.
Yeah. Especially after not playing this amount of holes in a very long time.
Yeah. On the toughest walk you're ever gonna have. I mean,
yeah. Like you said, in some tough conditions.
Yeah, and he hit some great shots. He hit the swing looks pretty good.
It's just all the little things. It's distance control. It's the putting. Like he's still.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see if he doesn't dabble in some other putters just for a feel. I know that's his old faithful.
What do you think? Like longer ones, so maybe he doesn't have to.
Maybe he would. Who knows what would a mallet look like in his hands? I don't know. I mean, listen, he's one of the greatest putters of all time, but I mean, he's playing with a putter that's 25 years old. There are advancements in putters that help with feel and roll and things like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
If he would ever dabble with a different style of putter, different type of putter. Just for different look, different feel.
Yeah.
But he it's funny, you hear those practice rounds, like, and that's where you get the little butterflies in your stomach, like, you talk to his playing partners in the practice rounds. Yeah, he's just flushing every shot. He's hitting the ball off the center of the club face every single time. Like, and I'm sure he is. Like, he can still hit the golf ball.
Right.
It's just, I don't know if he's ever going to be able to put enough work and practice and time in to have it come together.
Right.
To win. I mean, another major. And then as far as other tournaments go, I don't know. I mean, are we going to see him play in another tournament other than the majors this year?
I don't know. He keeps talking about this once a month thing. I just don't. I mean, I don't disagree with maybe that timing being right. Like it gives
Yeah.
him 4 weeks to reset, get his body back together. Like I don't know. I don't know if a month is enough time. Like I guess that's the question, right? Is like, is a month enough time to
Who knows? I mean, who knows?
yeah.
He says he's just in pain every day, all
Well,
day.
yeah. How could he
Like,
not be?
which I'm sure he's sore. Like I get it.
Right.
Um, and then you look at other tournaments too. Like, not that he would be able to ever play back-to-back weeks, but you look at a tournament like this week in Harbortown. Like, the golf course is a little shorter.
Yeah.
Would we ever see him consider playing in tournaments that he normally wouldn't play in, where he can focus more on his iron game and short game as opposed to having to hit it
Mm-hmm.
330 yards off the tee and then, stick a 7-iron or a 5-iron into the green and make birdies. I don't know if if he would play once a month, if he would ever consider playing at venues that he doesn't traditionally play in.
Yeah.
Or if he's strictly just there to try and get through the majors.
Yeah,
And
right.
like you said, if everything comes together perfectly, maybe.
I mean,
Maybe.
I just think that him winning, I don't know if it's in
Now,
the cards anymore.
I don't think so either. You maybe look at a British Open
Right.
if the weather conditions are good.
Yeah.
Just because that kind of course just brings in
Mm-hmm.
a lot more people, but it also excludes a lot more people that don't know how to play, and that's an event that's not so strict on hitting the ball
Right.
330 off the tee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's like you said. I'm hopeful he can find a proper cadence to playing that allows his body to recover to be able to play 72 holes. After that, if made cuts and things like that for majors are possible, awesome. Like, do I think he's running around Bethpage and he's going to be anywhere close? No. Like, that's going to be tough. I can't imagine walking that course with the pressure of it being a major, plus most of your body being
Are they at Pinehurst or
fused together.
Pinehurst.
Is it Pinehurst this year? Either one.
Pinehurst. Yeah.
Bethpage is where the Ryder Cup is. Sorry.
Right. That's okay.
I mixed it up.
Even
there, like, it's a little bit flatter, but yeah, those courses just require, especially Pinehurst, just requires so much precision. And I just think, like, the feel of, like, how far his irons are going, it's just not there. He just doesn't play enough. He doesn't play enough to know how far these things are going to go in those conditions. All right.
But he did make the cut.
That's right.
Which
he made the cut.
Is better than what you can say for some of these other guys.
Yep.
Who aren't good at golf anymore.
Yep. Very true. All right. Last question. Last topic. Does Rory ever win one of these things?
No. I say no.
What reason in particular?
Because I don't think he knows how to prepare properly. I don't think he's doing enough to. I don't think he's doing enough to figure out a way to play the golf course. I mean, it's been since 2010 when he had that collapse. So in 14 years, he has not created some type of plan to play that golf course and to shoot good scores at that golf course. No, I don't think he wins. Because the thing is, he's not even close.
Yeah, right.
Like shooting 64 on Sunday 2 years ago and finishing in second, but by like 4 shots behind or whatever. Like that's not close.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't even been close. And I think part of that is just not knowing how to prepare and how to and figuring out a way to play the golf course effectively. So I'm gonna say no.
I think I agree with you. My reason's a little different. It's just this place requires you to know exactly what your ball's going to do. And then being able to step up and do it. Like, I think someone made a good example. There was Scottie and Rory had similar shots on one hole. Scottie hit this low, right to left, perfectly flighted, perfectly spun shot. Did exactly what it needed to do, and Rory launched it into the air. The wind took it, and it ended up 40 feet. And it's just like, I don't know why, with the talent that he has, he just hasn't figured out how to hit all the necessary shots. It's almost like he's taken his driver approach, which is just hit it as high and far as possible, and put it into the rest of his game. Like, he hasn't adjusted his ability to hit these other golf shots. And Augusta just requires you to be able to hit a bunch of different types of shots. You can't just hit it as high and as far as you want to, or as spinny as you want to, or all these things. Like, you just can't do it. And I think unless a miracle happens and he somehow puts in enough work to have these types of shots, he doesn't have the tools required to beat this course.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
And it's wild because of his level of talent.
Sure. And he hasn't won a major in 8 years.
Yeah.
8, no.
Might be even longer than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see it happening. So I'm saying no. I'm sticking with no. If he wins, that's great. I don't want to not see him win.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's going to win.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy. Like, it's just crazy how that can be that way.
Yeah.
But until something happens, we gotta.
Yeah. Although, who knows? He might be literally the only player left on the PGA Tour, so he might just win by default because he's out there playing by himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Anything else you wanted to touch on?
Yeah, I got 2 little tidbits here.
Beautiful.
I like ending our shows with these little tidbits. The first one is a numbers game. This just popped up and I thought it was interesting. If you took Tiger Woods' 2000 season and turned it into 2024 money, do you have any idea how much money? This is strictly on the golf course.
Can I know how much he made in 2000 money? He
made $10,700,000
just on the golf course in 2000.
In 2000. I'll go through this really quickly, but I'll tell you. Here we go. Win, tied for 5th. Second, third, win. Tied for 11th. Win, tied for 23rd. Win, tied for third, tied for fourth, fifth, second, win, second, tied for 18th, tied for second, win, tied for 10th place, second place, and win. How's that for a season? And these guys can't make the cut at a major. But 10,700,000.
Okay. I'm gonna say 55 million.
55 million in today's purses and today's prizes. I probably would have been right around your number if I had to guess. If you put that into what the purses are worth now, basically because of Tiger,
Yeah.
because Tiger made golf,
Right. Popular.
he would have made almost $100 million just on the golf course.
Just on the golf course.
Just on the golf course. No endorsements, nothing, just on the golf course.
That's incredible.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
And I got one more for you. This is Masters related.
All right.
So, and this is based on your current skill level right now. If would you take a 3-stroke lead on 18 where you need a double bogey or better to win the golf tournament? So you'd get a green jacket and the $3.5 million first prize money.
Yeah.
But if you cannot do it, if you triple or worse, you're going to federal prison for a year. Based on your golf game, are you?
Am I playing from where they play from?
I would imagine you're playing from the championship tees.
No, thank you.
No?
No.
6 shots?
No. With the way I'm getting off the tee from all the way back there.
But don't you think...
Also, prison might be the thing I'm scared of the most in my entire life. So...
Yeah. So, man, I struggle with this because it's like, no matter where you hit it off the tee, I don't want to say no matter where you hit it, but if you can hit anything somewhat solid, like, it seems like there's enough room out there.
You just get it somewhere close and like,
you punch it out.
Yeah.
And you get my biggest fear of the whole thing would be like 4-putting.
Well, yeah, because then if you're up on the top tier and like the pins where it is on Sundays.
Yeah. So like if I think I could get to the green in 4 shots. But then it's relying on a 2-putt.
Yeah. See, my goal would be to be anywhere front of the green or in one of those front bunkers in 3 shots.
Yeah. Like if I could get on the green in 3 and 3-putt for 6, I could do it. If I get on the green in 4 and have to 2-putt,
yeah, that would really depend on where you're at.
Then it's getting a little nerve-wracking. But think about it. If you had a caddy, if you had a local caddy, I don't know, man, that'd be tough for me not to take.
I believe that you could do it. I don't think I could do it.
Take that bet.
I think you could do it.
Could you and I play as a scramble and we'll split the jail time if we don't make it?
Yes. Because then you're hitting the ball off the tee. I think if you're hitting the ball off the tee, we're in. We're good. I think from where you put the ball off the tee, we can give us 5 shots. We got it.
Okay. So yeah, kind of, sort of, we could do it, is what we're saying.
We could do it together. You could do it by yourself, and I couldn't. I think is where we landed on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Listen, if I was getting off the tee in any reasonable sense,
in any capacity.
I think I'd say, yeah, I think I could do that. Because I would just be, my entire goal would be to be in front of the green in 3 shots. Because then I know where I'm chipping it. Everything's staying below the hole. Right? And then I think from there I could make a chip and have 2 putts at it from a reasonable distance.
Okay. All right. It's a good answer.
It's a good question.
Like I wonder if like Jordan Spieth would take that bet.
Probably, but I don't know if he'd win it every time.
I don't know if he would either.
There you go. Something to ponder, that's for sure. Jordan, if you're listening, let us know if you'd take that bet or not. Just drop us a comment. Hey, you can also drop us a comment on our YouTube channel. We record all of our podcasts in video format, so you can see our lovely faces. Also, you can find us wherever you get your podcast: Google, Amazon, Spotify, Apple, all those places. Leave us a rating, leave us a comment. We appreciate it. Helps the podcast get found by other golf sickos such as yourselves who are listening. I know our favorite tournament is over. It's okay. We will find other things to talk about, I promise. Fairbanks will give his mug a kiss before he puts it into the back of the cabinet again. I know it's tough, but we'll make it through. But thanks everyone for listening. As always, we appreciate everyone. Find us on social media, Instagram, B&B Podcast. You can find him at Fairbanks C23 or Overlook Golf Course on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter at the Two-Way Miss or me at Big Regz with a Z. So we will be back next week. Hopefully something exciting comes up in golf. If not, we'll talk about Fairbanks and all the cool people that he gets to meet at the golf course when it's busy. So either way, it'll be a good time. So make sure you subscribe to that YouTube channel, and we will catch everyone next week.
Swing hard, everyone.
Oh, it's not a cut. That's a slice. Now this is a quack hook.
Oh,
Short
wow.
and into the right rough, headed to the trees.
Oh my God, it's a shake. He decided to re-tee. That's a shake.